On the table today I have the Remington 870 and the Maverick 88. You will see a price split of about $135, the 870 being about $135 more. The positioning of the controls, they are switched around. On your 88, you got your slide release back here, or your pump release, and then your safety up front. The 870, you have the safety in the back and the slide release up front. I actually prefer this control setup more than the 88, just because, you know, coming into action, it's right there to take off with your finger, and then you can actuate your trigger. And if you are going to be working the pump release, it probably doesn't matter if you break your hand position and come up forward. The 88 coming into action, the safety's not there, so you got to slide your hand up a little bit, hit the safety, and then come back on the trigger. I don't know if that's a big deal to you, but now when you're operating the pump release, you can just hit it with this finger. I don't know if you can see it really well. So you can just hit it like that. Now that does also put you at risk of accidentally hitting it if you choke up too far, release your pump, take your firearm out of action. Your 88 is going to hold more ammunition. This is a 20-inch barrel, so you got a full-length tube. This is only an 18.5. Your tube's still full length, but because of the shortness, you can't hold as much ammo. Now your Maverick 88 is drastically lighter than the 870 by over a pound. Both use bead sights. I like that a lot. Really easy to pick up. This bead sight's kind of dull, so it doesn't stand out as much as, like, say, a brass sight or a shinier sight. Now your 870, let's see if I can't pull this up here. Your pump comes back a little bit farther, so if you're shorter, it probably will work out a little bit better for you. Just because if you need to, you can hold back here. Your arm isn't quite as extended, it won't fatigue as fast, you'll be able to stay on target longer. Both have a plastic trigger guard, trigger brake, brake's really clean with the 870. Brake's really clean with the Maverick 88. I really don't see an advantage to either one. Both will shoot 3-inch shells. Now the overall look of the firearm, I like the 870 a lot. But I'm kind of a fan of retro looking firearms. Kind of wish it had a different pump on there, and because there's no rear sling swivel, I don't really see a point in having a front one because you'd have to tap and put one in the rear here. I'd rather see this just move back and this being a bayonet lug. I think that'd be a lot cooler. Now how the action works itself, I really don't see a huge advantage, but the 870 does feel slightly smoother. Now your Mossbergs, they don't have an obstruction to your tube. I've liked that a lot, you know, just the open platform. For me, it's easier to get the rounds in. Your 870, as you feed it, you got to push this down. So your shell comes in, it pushes down. A lot of times it'll bite my thumb because I'll go too far forward with the round and the loading gate will come up behind it. Not really a fan of that. If you get used to it though, it's not that big of a deal. The actual finish on it, your Maverick 88's your standard blue finish. These are a really fragile finish. I know you're probably not used to it because everything now is basically Parkerized or melanited. But these have to be constantly oiled, they have to be dry. Your 870 will have just a little bit more reliable finish. It'll still require oil and care, but not nearly as much as, say, your Maverick 88. Now, what would I pick? The 870 or the Maverick 88? The Maverick 88, you get more firepower, it's lighter, it's more affordable. I like the loading gate better. Your 870 looks way cooler. It's just more refined. It costs a lot more. I like the safety position better. I don't like the loading gate. Myself, honestly, I'd take the 870. I'd find an old, like, Ithaca pump, I think is what the brand was. The old highway patrol people used to use it. It was circular, had the lines cut in it. I really don't like these pumps. They remind me too much of like a hunting shotgun, and that's not why I'd buy something like this. And then I'd probably change this out for a bayonet lug, because I'm pretty sure this is the actual size you need for the bayonet ring. But either which way you go, I don't think you'd have a problem, no matter what. Both firearms are a good choice. This one you get the sling swivel stud in the rear, but not in the front. This one's in the front, but not the rear. Kind of wish they would have worked together maybe, figured this out. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave in the comments below which one you would pick and why.